Hey, hope you're all doing well out there. Hope you're washing those hands and figuring out this social distancing thing that we're all trying to figure out. How are you doing with that anyway? I have to be honest, it just all feels so strange. And for some of you, maybe you're thinking this is such a big overreaction. And some of you may be thinking, maybe you're fearful and you're thinking, I wish people would react more and would listen to what they're saying. And I just want to say myself, I have huge respect for our leaders at this time, our chief medical officer, our premier, our prime minister, and all the work they're doing to try to protect our country and our people. And all with the goal of, I'm sure you've heard the term, to flatten the curve. And all it means is, if you're confused about that, what I understand about that is, rather than seeing a spike of all these cases happening at once of sickness, we still may see many people getting sick, but the curve would spread out over time and our medical system would not be as overwhelmed. So it's a strange thing. It's something we're all trying to figure out. What is an essential service? Where should I be and shouldn't I be? And working from home is a new experiment for many of us too. But I just had a few thoughts about why social distancing might actually be one of the best things that could happen to us. In the midst of honoring our leaders and respecting what they've had to say, I think that a lot of us are led to feel like there's so much out of control and so much that we can't do. And maybe if you're an introvert, though, I've seen lots of them commenting and saying how great this is. My nephew's wife, Hope the Merchant, does that make you my niece, Hope? Hey, Hope, you're my niece. This is so great. Hope said, I've been practicing this social distancing thing for years. This is my time to shine. And I've heard a few introvert glory moment was the hashtag on that, and I laughed. Lots of introverts are loving the idea, but it's a struggle for some of the rest of us. Having coffee over FaceTime with somebody isn't quite the same for me. I gotta be honest, but I've been thinking about all the different ways that we've had to be social over the years, and how I think that can make us lazy. When we have a million options and it's like a buffet, what do you do at a buffet? You don't go down the line and take every available option. You go down the line and you take the things that you want most. And if you're like me, the second time down the line at a buffet, you take only a few less things that you like the most. And yeah, I usually go a third time as well. Diplomat buffet. But we often, by then I usually just reduce it to what we call the highlight reel, the 2 or 3 favorite things from the whole meal. But when we have so many options available to us, even socially, I think it makes us socially lazy, if I'm honest. And I think this gives us a great opportunity as people in the church and people here in Carleton County and wherever you may be watching this, to be more intentional about the few things that we can do. How many of you remember how to make a phone call? I used to make phone calls all the time. And then I got to a place where I said, I can't stand the phone anymore. I hate it. And other technologies came in to kind of replace that phone call. And I don't know if that was necessarily a good thing. This is an opportunity for us too, I think, to learn new technology, online meetings, online groups. Our church is experimenting with doing small group ministry through Zoom for a little while till we see where all this is going. And I think these are tremendous opportunities. I was reading this morning in Hebrews chapter 10, and the writer says this: "Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm. For God can be trusted to keep his promise." I had this on here, I'll try and keep up. God can be trusted to keep his promise. Hold on tightly to hope. We know this will pass. This social distancing thing is just an attempt to minimize the impact, and we can do this together. and hold tightly to God, hold tightly to each other in the ways that we can through this time. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works, and let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. I think for a long time we've been sitting in church and it's really easy to be passive. It's really easy to make just attendance the marker. But I have to say, my friends, this is a great reminder that church attendance was never the goal. The goal was never to fill a room or a building with people sitting in seats. That's not the end goal. The goal is disciples following Jesus and helping others follow Jesus. A loving, Jesus-centered bunch of people is the goal. And that was always the goal. So it's great to hit that reset button and get back to that. But I loved how the writer said, let's think of ways to motivate one another. Let's take the tools that we have at our disposal, the phone, online chats. Let's reach out to the people in our church, in our community, and let's see how creative we can become when they're telling us you can't be together. I mean, he was writing here because people were neglecting gathering with the body of believers. And he was encouraging them, no, don't stop, stay together. Now we're being told we can't gather. And that's not a new phenomenon either. In all kinds of countries around our world, people have been told that they can't gather together at different points. And believers have found a way for the church to thrive. I am trusting that we're going to see more creativity and more optimism and more excitement about the church going through this time. And I'm trusting that when we're moving through it, we're getting stronger. So we come out the other side, we're actually going to be better people. We're going to be more of who God wants us to be. So I don't think that social distancing is going to be bad for us at all. I think social distancing is going to bring us closer together. Wash your hands. Stay safe, guys. Stay healthy. We're praying for you, for our community, and for everyone who's involved on the front lines. Thank you so much to our medical people who are on top of this. We're praying for you and trusting God's going to bring us through it all. Hope you have a great day.